Yeah. Anything less than
Hi,
love.
I'm Kaz Fuego and this is my OMG interview. Kaz Fuego, I mean, first it wasn't Kaz Fuego, I had a lot of different name changes and just evolving and, you know, figuring out if I actually want to do music. But the word Kaz come from just the simple fact of me wanting a Facebook name growing up now. And I was like, well, I could call myself on Facebook now, like, well, be cool now. And I was like, yo, Kaz, he would sound cool now. You know what I mean, at the time. And when I did that and I went to school, like, everybody started calling me that, and it just became something everybody would call me down to, teachers would call me that. And then it just started to get shortened now. Like, certain people would say Kaz, then certain people would say Kaz. Like, other people started find their ways of calling me, you know. And Kaz just stuck, and the word Fuego is just an expression that happened in a studio session. That was just me expressing myself, and that word just came out on a song. And after saying that, the engineer was like, yo, this is cool, like, we had to run with this song's you. And me just merging it two is just picking and showing my identity as an artist and what represents me. Yeah, I rap, use melodies. I don't really want to consider myself just a rapper now. You know what I mean? Because just calling yourself a rapper is really putting yourself in a box, and I don't want to be put in a box when it comes to music. Now, I just like to create good music that people could get a feeling and enjoy listening to and continue listening to now. And what I could really say my music is just a feel now. Like, however I feel on the day of being in the studio, however I feel when I wake up and I decide to write a song, that's just how these songs come about now. And the main feeling I feel when writing music is more emotional, more to the, not to say the love aspect, but more to the affectionate type of music now, because I feel like that type of music resonates with me the most now. I mean, just dealing with certain things that happen with me as a person, right, growing and just turning those things into songs now. And the main music that you'll hear from me is mainly talking about a female, or talking about a relationship situation, or talking about something that I have been through now as a person, and just putting it into songs. And putting it into songs in a way where people will be able to relate to it and understand where I'm coming from, even though they're not going through the same exact thing now. So that's basically what I do musically. First things first, fun fact for anybody who's watching this and wants to know about me, I was born in the UK. I was born South London, Brixton to be exact. I grew up. I spent a few years there, probably up to like when I was like 12, and I was back and forth from the US and the UK because my stepfather was living out there. And about 7 years ago, I came to Trinidad now. And that's why when you listen to the music, someone might think that I am Trinidadian trying to song from a different place, but them culture's already in me as a person now, so that's why it comes out how it comes out. And it's quite natural too now, so. My future, I want my future to look, well, obviously bright, as everybody would say, but I want something completely different. I mean, I want the music to work to its full ability, but I want to be able to build the brand I starting to something way more than music now, where it could franchise into many different aspects of entertainment now. And my brand is Fuego Forever. It recently started late last year. And I really just want to be able to make dope music and dope products, and just like be able to just continue sharing that with people now. Keep sharing my experiences and the things that I go through, and try to help anybody that's listening, you know what I mean, to be able to get through their day just through listening to a song from me or hearing me talk about something, like things like that now. So I just want my future to be stable, and also a lot of giving more than taking, you know what I mean? So yeah. I just learned that to try and get things done morally by yourself first before asking for help now. I mean, having a team is a dope thing, but you have to understand how much weight you have in what you're doing to know if you should continue doing it now. And I just learned to be more not to say self-made, but I just learned to be more, you know what I mean?
Self-reliable.
More self-reliable now, you know what I mean? And that kind of helped me and is helping me because, to be honest, I only started doing music completely seriously like last year, 2016, you know what I mean? Before it was just, you know, let me try do something here, let me try. It wasn't as serious as I am now. And I just learned to rely on myself because people can let you down, but you can't really let down yourself unless you want to now. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest lesson I learned, to just be that type of person before trying to get other people to help you now. Those things are good and those things are needed, but you need to deal with self first now. So yeah. I wanna share a story with everybody about like how me doing music came about and how it started now. Obviously, as I said, I was born in the UK, back and forth from the US, and then came here. Being in the US is what really showed me that, like me watching TV and watching MTV jams and seeing artists enjoying making music and music videos, I was just like, yo, I could do that now, you know, like I could try and do that. And there was one situation when I was proper, like real young, where I have a uncle who does poetry in the UK now, like a big poet. Like he was on BBC News and everything with his poetry back in the day. And I was going to like primary school at the time. And poetry was like, I was real good with words now, from early, not even like from songs, just writing little poems. Like it used to come fluid now, real easy. And it had this one time like I saw him and I was like, yo, check out this poem now. Like I wrote this, he was like, boom. Then like when he read the poem, like he might not remember the story because like he probably, you know what I mean? But when he read the poem, he was like, you ever think about doing music now? I was like, music, but like that seems like a lot of work, a lot of things you had to do. It doesn't seem as easy as it looks now. And he was like, yo, you should try it. And like after that, I just tried to jot down little ideas, never recorded until I reached to Trinidad. And reaching to Trinidad, I realized like, yo, we should really do this music thing and really try. And it's been going well since I've took it seriously, since 2016, you know what I mean? And I just wanted to share that with people and let people kind of understand something that nobody actually knows unless you actually know me personally, you know? So yeah, I have a highlight that stood out to me is, I think last year Carnival, I met like a big director that I look up to, which is Director X. He shoots videos for nearly every recording artist that we love. Recently he did the God's Plan video for Drake. I met him on the road. Didn't have much of a huge conversation, but just being acknowledged and him telling me to continue doing music and don't stop. Them things was a big thing for me. The next highlight was seeing how proud my mother was when she saw things like my songs being on iTunes, or she saw music videos of me being done. Like just seeing how proud she was, and not that she was trying to force a different thing down my throat now, you know what I mean? Trying to force me to do this instead of this now, and just to see how proud and how happy I made her just doing my music and doing what I love was a big highlight for me. The first time performing was huge. We did a show in Big Black Box in town, and one of my friends, who's another artist too, brought me out, and it was a lot of love now. And small things like that is just something I really appreciate, and I really take with me as a real dope memory to have. Even when it reached a stage where I'm performing in bigger places to bigger crowds, I'd always remember that first time of coming out and hearing people saying my name and me getting that type of love now. So right now, those three are the biggest things for me. I mean, meeting people was always a dope thing, getting acknowledged from certain big artists in Trinidad and Tobago too. You know, getting acknowledged from my peers, knowing that I haven't been doing music that long was a big thing for me too now. So that's the highlights that I can say that really stand out for me right now. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to see what I have to say. You could find me on all social medias as Kaz Fuego. Look for my SoundCloud as Kaz Fuego also, and the YouTube page is Fuego Forever. Thanks for listening.
I'm flipping niggas with these flows. I'm 05 in your top 5, man.